Hi everyone. Okay, awesome. My name is Dasha. I'm CEO and founder of StudyFree, and today I'm going to be your host for this online webinar, and I'm going to share a bit of information how to get into top universities and study there for free. Just to begin with, can you please write in the comments if how is the whole quality and like technology is top? Like, do you hear me well? Is like the sound is okay? So like 10, everything works perfectly. Like 1, I don't know, like video doesn't work, audio doesn't work. So yeah, that's it. And I'm kind of curious what kind of delay is going to be. Yeah, can you just like 10, 10, 10? Yeah, perfect. Awesome. So we can go forward. Yeah, I think like some people are gonna be still attending for their own, but let's not wait until then because I know everyone is like limited in time. So once again, my name is Dasha. I'm CEO and founder of this company, StudyFree, and we help students and we help to connect students with international opportunities worldwide. I was a typical student like many years ago, wanted, dreaming to see the world, never had money, and then managed to win lots of scholarship and grants. And I studied for free in many different countries. And now we have this startup that helps other people. And today we're doing online webinar to share like some information how we can do this as well for you guys and make the dream come true. So briefly about us, we have already, so we US based, I'm from Russia. So like you can hear from the accents, but I right now live in Silicon Valley. I live in San Francisco. We right now a US-based company. We help already actually more than 32,000 students on our platform. They managed to win over 4 million of scholarship and grants, and we have 98% success rate. Yeah, in placing students with scholarship and grants. So really know what we talk about. So what are we going to talk today about? First of all, we're going to split the whole application process into general aspects. I'm going to cover some common issues and most importantly, going to get at the end of the webinar really simple solutions to all your potential problems. So the whole this complicated process, like international admissions, scholarships, grants, loans. So today you're going to have a simple and super clear and transparent step-by-step plan on how to end up in your dream country, dream school with the full financing. So what are you gonna find out by the end of this webinar? So first of all, you're gonna understand. First of all, you're gonna cover why should you study abroad and like if it actually makes sense in your case. We're gonna go through a step-by-step plan on getting to schools abroad. We're gonna choose a country and the field of study and the major. Yeah, there's like lots of Indians there. So actually, India is like one of our most active markets and countries, and we already had students from India as well. Like lots of students studying with us. So we're also gonna go through like the whole admission requirements and how not to get lost. I'm gonna briefly talk a bit more how StudyFree in our platform and our product can actually help you with your admission process and scholarship application. And yeah, for those who are going to sit till the end of the webinar, you're going to find out like all the secret different sources with scholarship and grants. And I'm going to tell you how to properly sell yourself and how to create a storytelling about your whole background and your whole history. So you're going to end up on your dream school and everyone is going to buy and give you scholarship for this. You should really understand that the whole information is so fragmented, it's so limited, and it's so unique that only 1% of people actually know about these opportunities. And today, you're going to become one of them. So briefly about like some guidelines of the webinars. So it's gonna be around 2 hours. I'm gonna try to be faster, like much more concise, but just a lot of information. So plan your time accordingly. Please have like some paper and pen right next to you because yeah, you're gonna have like lots of additional ideas. You're gonna have like lots of additional resources, and yeah, you're gonna have like lots of ideas, and you want really to write them down. There's gonna be no recording, so if you guys want to sit till the end, and if you wanna like find out about like all the possible scholarship and grants and specific links to the website with scholarship and grants, please stay till the end. Yeah. And I will answer questions along the way. So yeah, I can see like right now lots of questions. If I'm gonna be stopping like answering each one of them, it's gonna be like unlimited time. So yeah, just be patient. So already, yeah, see some questions. So guys, if you agree with these rules of the webinar and you're planning to fill it till the end, please write agree, like in this comment button, comment fields in the bottom, and we're gonna go forward. Um, Awesome. Does your platform provide scholarships for below poverty students? We do have different types of scholarships, but yeah, our platform is not for free. You should also understand this. Awesome. So briefly about me, my own experience. So as I mentioned before, I was typical student. I was coming from a very small Russian township. I had like very simple family. I had no money even to travel like to some different places. Like when I was a kid, I was I had like this huge like desk. I had like huge world map over my desk, and I knew all the capitals of all the countries by heart, but like I was never being able to travel and see the world. And then like after many years of hard work, research, like tries and errors, I managed to win lots of scholarship and grants. And I studied absolutely for free, first in Russia, then Spain, then China, then yeah, like China actually twice, and I was studying in business school. Then I got a scholarship for study in Stanford, United States. I was working like a top investment bank and top international company in Singapore, and right now I'm growing my company in Silicon Valley in San Francisco. So, and whenever I was gone, I was like living in different countries, and I was meeting different people, and I was sharing my story. The only like feedback I was hearing like back, and was always the same. Oh my God, I never knew it was possible. That would change my life. And that's how I decided to start this company to help other people in all the different countries do the same. Yeah, so that's kind of like about me. I won lots of scholarship grants. I've been in issues multiple times. I came from like zero background and zero, like zero money. And right now, yeah, kind of like just like living the dream of many people. Won lots of awards as a company, as myself. So I'm really willing today to share as much of personal experience and insights as possible to help you guys do the same. So yeah, so why should you study abroad? So first of all, of course, it's prestigious world-class degree. Like you can really like get like really international recognized degree diploma, and then of this gonna really boost your career, and yeah, gonna really help you study like further on. Uh, Second, it's really interesting in practical knowledge and yeah, it's really interesting in practical knowledge, and you're going to be really flexible about your own curriculum. So for example, I know like for example in African countries, sometimes people can really decide what they want to study, like in some Asian countries, but you're going to be in charge of your own study plan. It's also rapid career growth and high salary that you also should understand is going to be either international or back home. It's fluency in foreign languages. It's a unique opportunity to see the world. It's always, I think, like I right now speak four languages fluently. It's Russian, English, Spanish, and Chinese, Mandarin. And I think like the whole, like change of mentality that happened to me over this like time, like living abroad and like working and studying is really one of the most valuable assets and investments in my future. And that's kind of like really helped me to grow that much further personally and professionally and to become a really successful entrepreneur. And of course, it's moving to another country and like being able to get a double citizenship. Not all of the people want to do this. Like for example, if you want to come back to your home country and help it to grow, it's also going to be possible with just like there's much more resources and you're going to have much higher start. But if you are like looking into relocating to different countries, that's the most efficient and the best way to do, because in majority of European countries you can get a double citizenship only in 15 months after graduation from the master's degree. It's not like in state, it doesn't work for like United States, but like it works for like majority of European countries. And some people just don't know about this. So if you're really looking to like start a new chapter in your life, fully legally, that's the best way to do this. So out of these 5 points, which point is like the most, I would say, the most powerful for you, and why do you decide like you started to think about education abroad at the first place? can just like write down in the comments, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe like something else as well. People are silent. Hmm. Do you guys hear me or not? Just curious. 3 and 4, okay. 2 and 1. Ah, it's actually very different. Okay. 1. Awesome. So yeah, career growth, high salary. Awesome. Yeah. So types of education abroad. First of all, you can do exchange program and semester. That's basically, first of all, you don't have scholarship for semester abroad. You should really understand this. If you really want to save some money, majority of scholarships are allocated for the full-time degrees. So exchange program is kind of like usually the easiest way. You almost have like no requirements. You don't really, you don't need to take like any exams. It's not really competitive. You just pay money and go through the partner schools. It really helps, it's gonna, if you want to just travel languages and kind of like experience the whole education abroad, like living abroad, that's really cool experience, but it's not gonna give you lots of, like additional, like help, because like it's not gonna help you to get a career. It's not gonna help you like to move to a country, to get an international job. So it's just about the fun and languages. So then you can do double degree, like for those students. Yeah, by the way, who like yours? I can see like some people started to answer, but like, can you please tell me which degree you're planning to study? So like, if you're applying to like masters, if you're applying to bachelors, if you're applying to like professional programs, for example, that's also might work. For example, you like above 27, 30, and you would like to do professional, so would really understand what to focus on. So yeah, double degree, it's usually when you spend like some time in your home university and like some time, like in schools abroad. And it's usually the complicated thing that like you only can can do this with your partner university, because like the host university should really, yeah, fully recognize all the, like credits, all the study plan, and all the, like all of this. Yeah, masters. So everyone's masters. Okay, so bachelors. Bachelor programs like undergrad, going for like undergrad. It's yeah, it's like it's really cool way, because you're gonna go like outside, like out of a high school right away, to do your like international degree. The like the complicated parts is like not in all countries. You can study in English, all the different majors. So, for example, we speak about non-English speaking countries. Usually, degrees and majors is going to be taught in English for the bachelors. It's going to be international relations, maybe computer science and business. So if you're interested in something like goes towards engineering, medicine, like in something like more complicated into natural sciences, most likely it's going to be in the native language. Like for example, it's going to be in German, it's going to be in French, it's going to be in Italian for the undergrads. And also bachelors usually tend to have less scholarships available, because, well, majority of people go to the bachelors. And with some countries, you really need to understand, you really need to see, like if you have like 12 years in your like middle high school, like overall, like before the college, like school degrees, then you're free to go. Some countries, for example, Russia, we have like 11 years in school, so we can really go to bachelors right away. You have to take this extra year sometimes, doing like fellowships, doing like kind of like additional courses, foundation programs, and they usually have to pay. Yeah, just so double degree. So yeah, masters. So masters is the most common one, as you can see from the chat. Majority of people actually would like to go to the master's degree. Why so? First of all, I mean, you're already more like mature, more adult. It's kind of like feels much safer to go. Second, in all the countries, even non-English speaking countries, you can do a double degree. I mean, you can do master's degree in English, any major. So like anything is going to be taught is going to be in English. You have majority of scholarships available for the master's degree and PhD. So that's kind of like a sweet spot where you have like majority of options and you have majority of kind of like potential coverages. And it's easier, don't have that many barriers. So like master's, it's actually the best option, I would say. It's like, let's say the option was like highest chances and less less hassle. No, like less hassle. Okay, like less complications. When we talk about international education. So there was a question about do I think like 1 year degree is better than 2 year degree? It actually depends. So like you should. Well, I think it depends like on your plans. So like if you're planning to go to like to go back home, then like 1 year master degree is gonna be better. We also should really understand that they can like they track it differently. So like 1 year usually master degree is like 1 year when you have courses, and then like the period of time when you're gonna write your thesis or like your paper is not included. So on top of this, like internships, on top of this, you're gonna have like 6 months of like writing thesis, like doing internship, and you're actually gonna get a diploma like 6 months after. It's gonna be like at least like 18 months, but you're gonna be free to go after like 12 months. If you're planning to go back home to your home country, that's a really cool option. If you're planning to at least like try to get some job abroad, then I would really advise you to do 2 year master, simply because you're gonna have a student visa for 2 years. So yeah, that's yeah. So basically, you're gonna have like much more, like work permit, study permits, not within the country, and basically you're still gonna have maybe 15 months of classes. It's just like this period of internship and period of thesis writing is gonna be included in these 2 years. So at the end of the day, it's not gonna be that much difference of time. Just you're gonna have like more legal allowance to be like in a foreign country, if that's something you would like to do to try, because you can work with a student visa and can do internship with a student visa. So you should think about this. Also about the age, so master's degree you can do like majority of countries until like 35, but you should really understand that chances to get a scholarship are lower above when you're like above 30, because like the major amount like logic behind this, like you get like if you're like above 30, so basically you had a chance to work, you had a chance to earn some money, so you need money less than like those students who just jump out of the school, because you already had a chance to kind of like earn for your education. If I can see the question from the Alicia, if you can like tell your age, I would give like maybe more. If you're okay, if you're comfortable with this, I would give like more specific answers. So yeah, PhD. So PhD is complicated because you need to have very high GPA, like average score, average grades. You really need to take like have a research proposal. I mean, you had to have publications, but 99% of programs are paid, so you're gonna have like a really high salary, like PhD salary. So the whole program is gonna be free. You're gonna get like money. If you're gonna want to end up like staying at the country, so it's going to be way easier for you to do, because you're going to have like visa for like 3-5 years, and then at the end of the day, you're going to have like very high like academic degree is going to be also very helpful for you. So yeah, but like let's say 26 you can do anything. I mean, like, so there's like no age limit. If you're like 46, that's a question. 26 is not a problem. I'm 27, so I'm not that old. Yeah, so MBA, executive MBA, it's something that is like usually suitable for people who like really down the road, like executive career, like who wants to do like very like management degree. It's usually very expensive. It's much more about networking. You don't really have scholarships, but like partial scholarships, maybe, like 20-30% discount, and it's real expensive. And honestly, I don't think it's worth it. So for example, instead you can do short-term, like professional programs and fellowships and like internships. So like, for example, you can do like 2-3 months professional degree, let's say in digital marketing, in like product, in finance, in like some like in Berkeley school here, and it's gonna cost you only like $2,000. And like, for example, you can do 1 year program certificate, basically gonna get the same like top US degree. You're gonna get some professional knowledge, and it's not gonna be like average studies. You're gonna have some networking. It's not just gonna be called MBA, but it's just gonna be 5 times cheaper, 10 times cheaper. So I would say like MBA right now is not the best value for money option. And if you kind of like further down the road and you already have, you kind of like looking for something like professional, because you kind of like got some experience, maybe kind of like a bit older and like more professional, look at these stories. And we also do have these programs in our platform. So like all of these programs I've been mentioning right now, we all have in our platform. Right now we have, we increased our database. We have 80,000 programs available in our platform with like scholarships and grants. So like 80, not 18. So everyone can find a suitable program there. And you also should understand that salaries of the graduates are much much higher on average. So if you're gonna like compare like this kind of like a screenshot from Financial Times. That's one of the best ranking from like business education. You can see the column 4 salary today. It's actually annual salary because that's how they usually track it in the United States. And monthly salary you can just divide by 12. Basically, you can see if you graduate from like one of the schools, your starting salary is going to be around 10K per year, like 10,000 US dollars. I mean, like per month, 10,000 US dollars per month. And I think I bet it's like way higher than like back in your home country. I mean, like in Russia, it would be, I don't know, like 5 times lower at least, maybe 7 times lower. The school that is like number one, which is Chinese school, business school. That's the one I was going to. So yeah, it's really top and it really helped me a lot to get a really high paying job in Singapore. So yeah, we kind of like understood that, like you should study abroad. There's like different types of studying abroad. Your salary is going to increase. It definitely makes sense. So like, well, like not everyone start like doing their education like application right away. Why not like every person studies abroad? Because like if we're gonna dig down like further like the process, we're gonna understand that applying abroad is program search, like tons of sites with like websites with unstructured information, like really fragmented. You're gonna spend months on searching for the relevant study programs. Then like it's gonna be different ratings you can really understand. Then it's gonna be IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, GPA, G1, GRE, all the scary words, like like 3 4 letters. Then you have to write personal statements, letters of reference, certificates, and then like do I need a stamp? Do I need like authorized translation of the documents? Because like Germany is different from the India, and States is different from the Germany, and China is different from Korea, and I really can't understand what I should do. And I remember myself when I just first began to kind of like do this for myself. I was opening a laptop. I was trying to search for the information in Google, and I couldn't find anything. So I was really pissed off. I was closing, going away, like coming back because I'm really stubborn. Opening again, starting to search once again, and it really took me, I don't know, like a year to really kind of like figure out. And I really wanted to give up every single day because it's so like it's so difficult, it's so complicated. And I don't know, like if any of you guys have been doing the same, you already started to kind of like do started to do your application, and you kind of like feeling the same like anxiety, stress range, because like it's so stressful, and you can really understand, you can really figure out. So just put, I don't know, like plus sign in the comment box below, because that was a pure nightmare for me back then. And yeah, that was basically me all the time, every single time, because like every single time you get like more and more questions, like more and more problems. So yeah, anyone has had 1 2 3 4 has this experience the same? No, yes, no. And silence. I'm kind of like curious what kind of like delay I have right now, because I think like video is delayed from like slides. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, what kind of like potential questions you might have? No, so like there's a person who like perfectly fine, has like no problems, but still you got to the webinar. So I guess like there's some part that is unclear. Yeah. I want to study abroad, but I don't know where to find information. So like you can kind of like see potential. So like I'm just kind of curious. Like no one feels the same. So like all the people who say no, you guys have no problems. You guys have like no fears. You have like no questions about like studying abroad, and you can like all clear, and really everyone really understands what to do. I'm just curious why I actually came here. Yeah, so you want to study abroad, but first you know really where to find the whole information. the whole process, it's so complicated. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm not genius to get a scholarship, and I don't have enough money for this. So yeah, okay. So I can see people already kind of like answering in advance. Okay, three, four, money. Okay, genius, all of this. Okay, yeah. See, it sounds very complicated. But problem, I mean, like having like this fears, it's totally fine. Like I had this fears, like doubts myself, and like every student who kind of like goes, down the road had like all of this. So it's perfectly fine, and it's okay. Like many people do, do have them. But just really understand that if you're gonna give up and follow these fears and doubts, you're still gonna have problems in your life that will appear anyways. So first of all, education in your home country. Without books and outdated knowledge, it's difficult to find a job, like back home, lower salaries and limited growth potential for your own future, for your future. So yeah, and but like let's imagine that you're gonna really study abroad and you're gonna overcome all these fears. Your life is gonna be completely different. The best way possible. How you imagine this? And that's how it's gonna look. So education abroad will bring you all of this: interesting, top quality knowledge, flexible curriculum, fluency in foreign languages. Again, like I speak like four different like languages absolutely fluently. International career with high salaries, comfortable and secure life, travel and see in the world, and opportunity to move to another country if you're willing to. Um, so which one of these actually corresponds to you? Can you please put a comment? Um, so once again, for those who just recently joined, I think I kind of had like delay in the video, but like how I came to this myself. So okay, last one. So again, like why my experience going to be useful for you? So once again, I was one of them. Well, I mean, like one of you. I never had a chance to travel. I never had the money to study abroad. I was dreamed to do so, but I thought it was going to be impossible because you didn't have like rich parents and you didn't have like anything. It was coming from like basically Russian village. And then I managed to win lots of scholarship and grants, and I started free in like Russia, Spain, China. Then I was business school, then I was Stanford, and right now I moved to San Francisco to grow my company. And I'd like to kind of spend a few minutes sharing about my own experience because it's going to be very useful for you and really going to understand kind of like really I made lots of mistakes along the way, and I'm gonna really tell you how not to not to follow the same path, and how to avoid like certain mistakes that I made. And there's gonna be something useful along the way. Mary, I can see your questions, and I'm gonna be answering afterwards. Yeah. So I remember when I was living back home, like a very small Russian township, and everyone was saying to me that living abroad is complicated and real, and only for rich people. And yeah, that's basically how like my hometown looks. You can see like snow almost until the May. It's destroyed, like it's really poor neighborhood, and it's really demotivating. And at that time I really decided, like I was walking around the streets and like looking at like and all this like destroyed buildings and like really broken roads, and I kind of thought like, oh my god, like I can do better. I can do like live a better life. I should live a better life, and I should really try my best to kind of like really make a change, make a positive change in my life. And that's how I started my journey. So yeah, in my case, I first got into top Russian school. I got a full scholarship, and yeah, I kind of like started with like undergrad in Moscow, but also studying for free. It was like full government scholarship. When my education abroad started with like semester in Spain, I got a Bank Santander scholarship to study in Spain that covered all my tuition fee and also living expenses for 6 months. And that was actually the whole process was easier, as I mentioned before, because program exchange is not that complicated. The only complicated part was about getting scholarship and really building your story and showing that you're really competitive. but the whole application process was quite easy because it's like partner school. The most difficult part was about a scholarship, and that was completely different life, like that was like the happiest like 6 months in my life, I guess, like so far. You wake up, it's always sunny, like you go outside, like everything looks so beautiful, like it's so nice. You kind of have a breakfast, like all these like small tables, coffee places, like on the streets. You look like in really pretty buildings and pretty architecture, like all the people coming, stepping by, really smiling, and everyone is so nice. Then you go to the school, you have really amazing, very exciting classes with like in like I was taught in Spanish. It was like my classmates from like all over the Europe, like from many different countries. And yeah. um Sorry, yeah. So, and it was like super exciting because I could do like projects together with my classmates who've been like from Germany, from Portugal, from UK, from I don't know, like states. It was like a very interesting experience. And afterwards, like after classes, you can like hang out all together. You have like, you go to the bars, you playing cards, like you hang out all together. So it's like a very international experience, very diverse, and it was like really life changing experience for me. And I guess like the biggest advantage about like studying in Europe, and lots of people don't really realize it, and like everyone just wants to go to States, but like European countries are like, they're like all like really close to each other, and it's like the same visa, and basically you can easily travel with even like student money to like different countries. So like for me, I was living like in Netherlands. I went to Italy, France, Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, all of these. So it was always student scholarship. I saw the question about like so there's like some scholarship that also cover living expenses. That's first, and all of the scholarships are available on our platform, so you can easily find it. You can just have like a tick box like living expense. You're gonna see the scholarship covers this. Second, with student visa, you can always work part time. So you can find yourself a part time job, and yeah, and getting money along the way. And yeah, so I'm gonna talk about scholarship further on. Yeah. So then it was like double degree in China. So I came back. I was like 100% sure that okay, I wanna go further, and that's possible. I wanna do this further on, and there's like person who like continues Rakhava. Yeah, I mentioned. I'm gonna answer all the questions till the end. Yeah, don't interrupt, please, because it's really difficult to focus otherwise. So yeah, I came back. I was like super, like I was super confident that I want to continue further on. And my next plan was to get a double degree in China. And that was completely different because I had to find a school myself. I was applying for like government scholarship, and basically it's different in the way that first you need to apply to the school, you need to get admission from the school, and then you apply into the scholarship. So I had to do all the process myself, and I think I did everything that is possible in the wrong way because it was super complicated. First, I decided to take an exam first and then apply to the school. And believe me, you're gonna be late in like 99% of the cases because application deadlines are much earlier than you could imagine potentially. Yeah, like I remember I took an IELTS exam, and then like I didn't really search for the program in advance. I took an IELTS exam, and I was 2 days late for the like application deadline. And then I couldn't really make it to really good school, so I had to reapply to like another one who was really in a bad neighborhood, really like small township. I mean, like kind of like, yeah, sort of small township. And yeah, and then like I had to prepare all the documents for the scholarship. Like overall, I had to prepare like 172 papers. And I still remember like the first time I got to China. So I was basically living in some kind of like Chinese village because I ended up there because I was late, and I didn't really consult with like any person, and it was like my biggest mistake. So I still remember the day that I like landed in China. I barely speak Mandarin. No one met me. Like at the airport, I kind of like get into the campus, and they didn't really want to allow me to live in because my scholarship still hadn't really like reached the school. So I somehow kind of like persuaded them to let me in, I was really like laying, like on almost like on the floor and really like rough, like uh, desk basically because they don't use like any kind of like mattresses in China, and they didn't have any bedded settings, didn't have any pillows. So I just took like this kind of like sweet shot from like suitcase and kind of made a pillow and tried to sleep on this. And like was everything was smelling with the dust and dirt because like really old destroyed building. And then I couldn't really fall asleep because I could hear like how the rats are running, like on top, like on the between the floors, like on a ceiling. And I'm personally like very terrified from like rats. It's like the scariest thing in my life. And I remember I was like laying there. I was like, oh my god, like I was almost crying. I made it. I was working so hard to get here, and just because I made some really stupid mistakes at the beginning of the way, I'm like, is it my dream? It's like something I really wanted to have at the very beginning. And then my mom texted me like, hey Dasha, how are you? How do you make it? And I was like, I mean, like, I want to go back. I hate it here, like, and I believe you guys don't want to experience, like the same when I'm gonna go to the school. And I think for me, if I had a person, like who would really advise me on how to do and guide me through the whole process, the whole experience will be completely different. And I wouldn't be, like laying crying when I should be, like because it's so bad. I would be laying crying because like, oh my god, I'm so happy I finally made it. And if you guys really don't want to experience the same, the same path, and you want to avoid all the mistakes that you made, just put like plus, like sign in the comments, and yeah, to kind of like avoid bad luck. Let's see. Yeah, and the end of the day, of course, I made it the best out of this experience. I learned Mandarin. I still found like all the possible ways. I traveled around like Asia. Like I've been to different countries, and yeah, I still managed to have like a really great time around this. But the whole experience would be much much better, and like the first, like the happiest moment wouldn't be destroyed, because I would do this like a very different way. So yeah, that's me in Singapore and Hong Kong later on. So next step, I came back and I was working for 2 years and had a really great salary because I had like this international degree, and I was at that time already speaking 4 languages. And then I decided, okay, I want to have a top business school. I want to have a top international degree that like top like 10, 20 in the world. And I started to do everything in advance. So one thing you should know, you should really start searching for the scholarship like at least like 2 years, like 1 or 2 years before the start of application. And yeah, this time I made everything right and right on time. So I started to search for like potential scholarships like 2 years in advance, like 1 year and a half in advance. I had like a short list of the programs different and all the requirements, and you would have to do and know how I should like gaps in my profile that I really should work on and increase. And yeah, too early. And yeah, I did everything right. So like I was consulting with people, like I got some extra help. I was doing like through the whole process. I got GMAT score really high from the very beginning. I was on time. I got 2 full scholarships, and I got the 2 top business schools with full scholarships. One was in France, and one was in China, in Shanghai as well. So I decided to hit it China once again because I really believed in Asia and I wanted to develop further on in Asian region. And in China, they fully covered my very expensive education tuition fee, and they also gave me money for the living expenses, the same as previous time, so I didn't have to pay for like anything and still get a really great top degree. Um, so yeah, and this time it was totally different. It was top school, like it was really amazing, top knowledge, best professors. They've all been teaching, like in Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, and they were like flying to Shanghai for like one or 2 months to give classes to us. And then yeah, I've been like part of like international competitions and all of this. So it's really like the most, I would say, it was kind of like really this huge jump in my professional growth that happened in this like really top school, only because I did everything right and on time and in advance this time. And I still remember that was like my most favorite story. I was when I first time came to China, I went to Hong Kong with my friend, and I was like sitting like eating this matcha ice cream, and I was looking at all this like financial center in Hong Kong, and I could see like all these people running, like this Wall Street Journal newspaper, expensive suits, having a cup of coffee. And I was like rushing towards like all these buildings and working all these best finance companies in the world. It's like, oh my god, I'm like right, like across the square from them, like 100 meters away, maybe in 50 meters. And but there's like a huge world. I would never be able to be part of them. And somehow I just got to China, and it wasn't really working out really well. And yeah, and I was kind of like, no, that's kind of like impossible. I cannot really make it. I'm kind of like a girl from like small Russian township. And then 3 years afterwards, after out of the business school, I actually made it, and I was like one of them. I got into the top investment bank in Singapore, and I was living for a few weeks in Hong Kong when I was doing my training. And one day I was kind of like rushing really early in the morning, not reading newspaper, but I was reading Wall Street Journal on my phone, and with this coffee, rushing towards my work. And I turned my head, and I saw the same square, and I saw the same bench I was sitting like 3 years ago as a girl. And at that time, I thought it's gonna be impossible for me to live this life, and right now that's actually became part of it. And this feeling that you can actually, even the most scariest dreams in your life can actually come true, can actually become reality. That it's such a powerful feeling that really inspires you so much, that after this you really believe like anything is possible. I mean, like anything even like it's so big you're like afraid to think about it, dream about it, that actually can become true. And that's all because like it's all out there. You just need to make it right and make it on time. And any like if anyone wants to kind of like follow the steps and do the same for your own, just put, I don't know, like plus or like hyper like in the comment box. Yeah. And yeah, I guess like the very last part of my education story list, I got a short-term degree in Stanford. I got also full scholarship, and I spent like a couple of months in Silicon Valley in Stanford, studying about innovations and technology. At that time, I was already mentoring some students on how to get a broad scholarship and grants. But I got so inspired by like the whole innovation that I decided that I want to start my own company, helping students do the same. And I want to come back to United States with my own company as an entrepreneur, like living like full time, like in a very different status. And yeah, right now I'm here. I'm in San Francisco. I made my dream again. It's just totally different level. We created a global company. We have many, like dozens of thousands of students applying with us. We became global winners of like global competition for like startups. We won $500,000 of US dollars, and we got like investments. We're growing. So even like business dreams, like as much as it could be, like and almost like impossible, that's also becoming true. And all of this happening only because like for my life I actually had a chance to study abroad, and I started this, and it was kind of like this trigger that really pushed like the whole life changing process in my case. And yeah, it was just getting better and better every year, and every time I was going abroad. uh, so yeah, this experience, I hope it was not really boring for you, but like the whole experience, I was telling about this just to prove that first of all it's really possible. Studying abroad for free is real. It's not easy. It will require like a lot of work. It will require like a lot of like commitment, a lot of time. But once you actually have a clear understanding, you have like all the resources, you have everything in one place, and you have a full support, and everyone can do this. I did this, and our students do this on daily basis. Yeah. Speaking too much. Yeah. Like first thing you should really need to do is start with identifying your key advantages and strength, and you really should try to do this. And you should really understand that top international schools are looking for the bright students, and they're ready to pay for you. And yeah, everyone actually needs you. You just really need to understand which country and which school you're going to have a best fit. Yeah, I'm just gonna spend a couple of minutes. I'm gonna share some stories of our students just to prove that it's not just me who like exception, like and that like everyone can do this. It's not just like I'm like genius, because I'm not. um thank you guys for all the comments. Thank you. So yeah, first was like one of our students. So we have like thousands, like dozens of thousands of students right now applying with us, but like the first one was the guy from South Africa. He wanted to do the bachelor's in Chinese language and culture, and he ended up, he really didn't know about anything. He thought he was late, managed to really help him, and he kind of like managed to end up in his dream school in Shanghai, in his dream city. He got a full scholarship, and he saved more than 36,000 of US dollars on tuition fee and living expenses. Next one is guy from India. I think like someone was asking, do we have some Indian guys? Yes, we do have. He really wanted to study technical sciences, natural sciences in Europe. Yeah, here is some Indian students you can see right now on the screen. I mean, like right now. And yeah, he ended up actually getting to school in Germany, really top school. He got a scholarship, and he saved more than 45,000 of US dollars on tuition fee. Then was Alex. He was from Russia. He really wanted to get into a dream school in the UK. He really and like study finance, be in top school, and then like work in investment bank and get like lots of money in salaries. He ended up being in top school in UK. He got a scholarship. He saved lots of money, and right now he's making lots of money in education. Then we had a Paula. She's from Brazil. She wanted to do fashion in US and in Europe, and she was really strong. And she ended up being like admitted into Berkeley and in States, and also in Paris. And actually, at the end of the day, she also got an offer from Milan in Italy. She got a huge scholarship. She got more than 140K in scholarship and grants for like the whole duration and living expenses. And she ended up choosing France to study. Yeah, so that's kind of like some examples of the students. I'm kind of like really providing them to show that everything is possible, and it's not just me, that like our students from like various backgrounds do the same in many different countries, many majors, and many different degrees. So yeah, let's break down the application process right now. So how does it look? So first, you really need to decide on country and a major. And I really strongly advise you to think about countries in terms of like how, like what kind of like amount of scholarships different countries have. And I'm going to talk about this like later on. Then you really need to start with the scholarship search, because scholarship deadline are much earlier, and I'm also going to share some information on this. Then you do the school search, then you do exam prep, documents prep, and you end up in a dream school. So like starting with like, hey, I'm going to get into school, and like how we have right now, we have like hundreds of Indian students text us on a daily basis. Hey, I got into school, I need a scholarship. Well, you're late. If you want a scholarship, you need to start with a scholarship. You should have started like a year ago, and right now you're 1 year late, and you shouldn't really follow their like mistakes in their path. So what are the key types? So like first of all, Harvard is really it's a private school, and I'm going to talk about this more. Then have like full scholarships. You really need to identify from the country, and like yeah, just wait like 2 minutes. I'm going to answer your questions. So like first of all, you have like different types of the scholarships. So first is government scholarship, and usually they're not linked to like specific school like the program. And if you really need a scholarship that's going to cover tuition fee and living expenses, that's the type of scholarship you're going to go to. Because university scholarships, they usually cover only tuition fee. They don't usually cover living expenses, or it's like very limited and very competitive. So you really need to cover everything. You need to go to countries that provide government scholarships, because that's the best shot. And US, it's not one of them. It's not. So like everyone who like comes, I want to study for free in the States. No, that really does not happen. I mean, like that's just, you have to be very strong. You have to be much more realistic. And actually, that's why right now, yes, students actually going to study abroad with us, because they live in States, because it's just too expensive. Then it's going to be university scholarships. It's usually linked to like when like someone just applying to like specific school, and the scholarship is going to be covering usually only tuition fee, and living expenses just going to be on you, and not always full tuition fee. Usually it's partial scholarship. And then you have like third party. You have like lots of scholarships specifically for African countries. A lot. You have lots of scholarships for like India, just because like it's supporting like these regions. You have like scholarships, for example, for economists, like someone who do like economics, or like like art degrees and all of this. And yeah, the number of amount of scholarships largely depends from country to country, and you really need to start with like selecting the right country from you for you. And again, like all of the scholarships and all the types of the scholarships I mentioned in our like platform. So we had here, there, majors. So the like there's like certain like I would say logic. So like certain majors usually have a bit higher chance of getting the scholarships. There's like two types of majors. First, who like very much like in trend right now, that is anything related to tech, computer science, biotech, biomedicine, data science, like engineering. So anything in the tech, it's usually much more promoted right now. Second, it's kind of like social studies, like something that brings a lot of impact to the world, and people kind of like want to stimulate more people to kind of like search for this. So that's usually about ecology, sustainability, climate change, social studies, education, like equal rights and all of this. But the story is that majority of students that still want to go, I mean, like that's we see right now, it's usually about business, economics, a lot about art, languages, some about design. So if you're not really following like one of these categories, don't really get disappointed, because you still have like a pretty high chances. It's just like not pretty, like very high chances. It's just like if you kind of like deciding what to choose, like business or like business informatics, or like I don't know, like marketing or data science, choose data science and something on the edge between, like on the edge with tech, because it's just gonna give you much more chances to get a job at the end of the day. And again, all of these majors you're gonna find in our scholarships, I mean, like in our platform, and you can filter out, like different programs and scholarships on our product. Yeah. Sorry, my neck hurts. Country and school. So these countries are the countries with the most expensive education and less available scholarship and grants. It's United States, it's UK, and Australia. So the person asked like about Imperial College and Harvard. So yeah, I mean, like everyone just comes to us every year. We say the same. I want to study in the US for free. So like first, to get full education, you need to be pretty much a genius, and that's much still gonna be ends up paying. And the same year we're gonna see always the same. Okay, I didn't know that it's that complicated, it's that expensive. So okay, Germany is fine. I'm gonna go to Europe, I'm gonna go to Estonia, I'm gonna go to Italy, I'm gonna go to Netherlands. So guys, please be realistic. I want to study in States. Well, you should be capable of doing this, or other like you should be very competitive, or you should be really ready to pay some money for this. I'm not telling it's possible, but it really requires like one hell of a work and like for many years. In UK, you have Chevening scholarship that's available for like master students. They can potentially cover you living expenses as well and tuition fee, but it's very competitive as well. And yeah, you need. Oh, sorry, I'm kind of like frozen. So yeah, and you have to go back to your country for 2 years, so you can really stay after getting Chevening scholarship. You can stay in the UK and work. So cheaper education and a lot of scholarship and grants available in Germany, Czech Republic, Austria, France, Norway, China, South Korea, Canada, Finland, and Netherlands. So like, for example, in Germany, the education, like top education is free. So like, for example, you can study in English and get like full-time degree, paying just $300. That's it for semester. And you can get like lots of social scholarships for like living expenses and your housing. So like if for you finance is the major issue, be realistic and pick, like, or for example, China, they have like lots of scholarships. Go to one of these countries where they have like majority of scholarships available. Then university type, public and private. Especially the issue with the Europe, where like the public universities really have like lots of scholarship and grants, and they're kind of like sponsored by the government, so it's going to be almost for free. In States, for example, Harvard is private school, so they have less scholarships available. Berkeley is a public, it has a bit more, but still it's much more expensive. So just go for the public schools. Universities rankings. Where you should go, like look for the rankings. So first, it should be Financial Times if it's anything related to the business. Other one, you should go to like QS, like Times University. All of these ratings in country and in the world are available on our platform. So when you're going to be seeing comparing different programs, you're going to see right away all the possible scholarships, deadlines, and like potential coverage of the scholarships, and also rankings. So you're gonna pick not just the much more affordable option, but also the option that is like best case and the best quality for you, because we are the ones who kind of like we always advocates of the students, and we want you to make the best decisions going to be based for you in terms of your capabilities, your potential, and resources you have right now. Yeah, do you have like any questions in this part about like scholarships in some countries? I'll be happy to answer now. Yeah, kind of like 1 minute break for the questions. No. Not questions. Okay. uh or just delay is just too much, it's just too big. Oh no, here it is, here it goes. Which country provides maximum scholarship? I would say it's Germany, it's China, it's Italy, it's Netherlands, it's Hungary, it's Estonia. So these countries should go for, yeah. Easier, yeah, I would say like the same countries I just mentioned. So I would say it's Germany. Let me just even tape it here. So Germany, Hungary, um, hmm, China, Italy, Netherlands, Estonia. Yeah, I would say all of these countries. Now, it's not necessary to learn the country language. In all of these countries, you can get a master's degree in English. So yeah, it's possible that I don't get a job abroad after. So I mean, like it's always possible, but like you really need to, it really depends on you. So you really need to be really active in like from like early beginning, and like in our platform, you can also find all the mentors, like students who like live and work in these countries, and you can get their help and their assistantship in how to get a job and what to do from the very beginning, from the early days of your education to have a job at the end. Yeah. Uh, what about Germany? I mentioned Germany for like 5 times right now in a row. Germany, actually. Um, so which country in Europe has higher ranking schools? You can actually go like to the platform to see all of this. No, Germany is not compulsory. No, it's not. We have like plenty of students going to Germany and they don't speak German, so it's not. It's not compulsory. Not for the scholarships, not for the education. Um, in case you're planning to change your major, and we're talking about drastically changing your major, you've been in biology, want to do art, you've been in, I don't know, like economics, and you want to do engineering, you really have to explain your essay why you're doing so. And in certain cases, you have to take extra courses to kind of like, narrow down this gap between different, kind of between like your courses and credits that you had and like requirements of the program. So that's how it looks like, very general list of all the necessary documents. First of all, you need to have previous degree and transcripts, and they should be all authorized following requirements of the country. These requirements are always different from country to country. On our platform, we have the list, like very transparent, all the information, like what you should do, how you should prepare this, from like Germany, Italy, States, and all of this. So like everything is like right there in spot, and you don't have to search for the information. Like all verified information is right there. So you have to have like motivation letter, like personal statement. That's 70% of success, especially when it comes to the scholarship. It's only given based on your CV and your personal statement. And we spent like one hell of a time helping you guys. So on the platform, we have lots of samples, we have tutorials, how to write it, what to figure on. Like you can download different templates and you can follow them. So like just to maximize your chances, we have it right there. You don't have to even like create anything brand new and like break your leg like trying to do this. Then you do have to do how does university calculate to provide a scholarship? I don't get the question. Like, how does it calculate how to get school to school? Um, hey guys, I'm back. What's about now? No? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can hear me? Finally. Awesome. Oh, sorry. Yeah. It wouldn't be a live webinar, wouldn't be some problems. Sorry for this. Happy you stayed. So the last time I was trying to ask questions before I was cut off, first from the video and then from the sound. So how does the whole process looks right now? So I mean, like, it doesn't like sound like much more complicated after like me sharing all this information. I actually have right now a better understanding, like a high picture, like high view, overview on like the process, and yeah, you kind of like know more or less where to go, what to do. Yeah, just share me with me your feedback. I kind of like want to understand how does it work for you. No, no feedback. I hope I'm still possible to hear you. Yeah, well, I think like hopefully some of you are gonna share some feedback, just a bit more about the deadline. So first of all, as I mentioned before multiple times, you really need to start your preparation way in advance, like really in advance. So like usually school admission application is gonna be without scholarships, just to submit documents. It's gonna be somewhere between December to June, but scholarship deadline are much earlier. So usually like scholarships application deadlines is around October to December. So actually you need to be preparing already right now for like a couple of months. So right now it's actually like the very last timing you need to really jump into the process to be able to get a scholarship for the next year. Just really understand this. So ideal case, when you start preparing for like at least 1 year and a half in advance, we have some students who start preparing like like few years, like working with us like 2-3 years to really increase their chances. And by this time, by like October, December, let's say you already need to have like all the documents and all the exams ready on hands by this deadline. So like everything submitted and everything in hands. So right now you really should like you really can't wait or like procrastinate any longer. It's still possible to do. That's the major point, and we're gonna help you with this. So like we're gonna ensure that it's possible, but I mean like you should have started like yesterday. So there's like no way you should like wait any longer. So yeah, that's basically how the process looks like. And as you can see, we really like at the very end of the timeline right now. So yeah, you really need to hurry up, and we're ready to help you and really ready to guide you through the whole process. Mm. So who receives full scholarships? How does it look like usually? You don't need to be a genius to get a full scholarship. That's a secret. But you really need to make your story right. You really need to kind of like sell yourself or like select a school like program. That's the fact. You really need to do this. And we're like those people who really understand, and we really can sell anyone to any school and to any country. And we're gonna teach you how to do the same. So yeah, no pressure. You really need to work on chances, but it's always possible. So yeah, now I'm gonna tell you a bit more how like StudyFree and like our platform can guide you through like the whole process, so through the whole journey. And yeah, in the end, I'm gonna like for those who are gonna still see till the end, I'm actually gonna share like some websites of the scholarship and grants where you can actually find yourself, find it, and how you can properly sell yourself. Um, so yeah, StudyFree, once again, as I mentioned, StudyFree, it's an online platform. It's my company that connects students with international opportunities worldwide, and we focus on really helping you guys. So we don't really care about the schools. We don't work with the schools. We only work on you, and we focus on you to ensure that you get a first-class international education with a huge scholarship, and it's going to be available, and your dream is going to come true. That's our mission. Again, like for those maybe who join a bit later, already actually have 32,000 students on our platform applying to different scholarships. We have more than 4 million of scholarships received by our students, and 98% of our students got admitted to the schools, and the 85 got a scholarship. So how does it work? Uh, so, yeah. Uh, how does it work? So basically, like I'm gonna guide through the whole process. But like once you have access to the platform, you can first find all the relevant information. You can find all the scholarships. You can find all the samples of all the documents. You can find like anything ready. You can find peer mentors who've been studying in your like specific country. So it's gonna be right there in one place, just like the whole complicated process structured in really simple steps. Yeah, so potential concerns that you might have like right now. So I don't know what I need, and I'm afraid I'm not gonna make it. It's too expensive for me. I don't have time, and I don't trust other companies and other agencies, like for example, that they're gonna help me. So can you please outline? We have like 5 points here. Which one like this like five actually correspond like with you? What kind of concerns you have right now? I think I'm losing my voice. Come on, guys. Some comments, activity. Just few more minutes left, and I'm gonna let you go. I promise. No comments. Kind of curious what kind of delay I have right now. Yeah, okay, I do have 1535. Okay, I'm kind of like also curious if you don't trust other companies, why you don't trust? What is like actually what are you afraid is going to happen in this case? I'm gonna start working with them. 2, 3. Okay. Possible issues that you might face along the way. Like first of all, you can really figure out which country, which major school like works better for you. Second, you kind of find scholarships and grants, and it's gonna be impossible for you. And you don't know how to write like personal statements, motivation letters, and you're just afraid you won't manage the whole process and the whole preparation of like all the documents. Again, like just for points, which one is your biggest problem right now? Which one is your biggest fear right now? No? Okay. So I think there's some kind of delay, but let's see how it's gonna go. So how much does it cost? We kind of like looked in like different consulting agencies that first we're not consulting. So we have a platform, we'll work with the students. And we look like some different consulting agencies in India, in Africa, in Brazil, in Russia. So usually the cost is one consulting agency costs like $3,000. Second one is about 5K. And that's really expensive. And it's not our case. I'm gonna tell like in the beginning. So why does it cost so much? Like first of all, it's about program selections. It's about essay review. It's about admission support and mentors and coaching. It mostly costs this much because they really don't have a robust product. They're really manual. They have lots of cost, and they need to cover this. So it's really expensive. Plus, they want to kind of get like more. They haven't really found a innovative way to do this much more scalable and much more affordable for everyone. But we did, luckily. So, but if you're gonna really analyze what it costs so much and like what kind of like effort and time and all of this unique experience and unique knowledge is involved, you're going to understand that 4,000 is a real price, and it's rational, because even though you're going to pay for, it's still you're going to be paying for like tuition fee and living expenses much more at the end. But does it actually worth it? Doesn't actually make sense to pay to anyone, to like any kind of like amount of money to help you to go through the whole process. Let's do simple math. So if we're talking about undergrad, so like 1 year of tuition fee, it's like 20K. One year of living abroad is also around like 20K. So the whole undergrad degree is going to cost you almost like above 160,000 US dollars for like one degree. And with this cost, I guess like in some of our countries, you can actually buy like a couple of apartments. And let's imagine you're actually gonna pay a certain amount of money, and you're gonna save all of this. So for example, if you're talking about even like that source, you're gonna be paying 4K and you're gonna be saving 160. So the whole like logic and rationale like works perfectly because you're saving at the end of the day much more. But in our case, I remember myself, our students, and I would never be able to afford 4K myself. It would be just impossible and not like affordable for my family. And that's why it was major motivation in my case to create a product that's going to be possible to bring the same value as personal mentor, but just 50 times cheaper. So it's going to be affordable for like every person, anyone. And we created this special approach and product that's going to like bring you to the maximum result. So yeah, we have online platform that already accumulates more than 9 billion US dollars of scholarship and grants, samples of all the application materials, and it's gonna drive you with a 98% success rate. So what do we have? So how we can help you? The first type of work that we have is access to the database of scholarships. It's the best option for those who like are just at the beginning of the process. And you kind of like really don't know if you're going to end up in the school or not. So you really kind of like, you just want to kind of like start with like preparation, like kind of like find the programs and you know how it's going to work at the end. Who like believe they can handle the whole application process by themselves. That's a bit risky. That's very risky, but okay, it's your right. And yeah, you want to find all the possible scholarships and grants in advance, like a few years in advance before like application, and save more than 100K in scholarship and grants. So what you will get access to 15,000 programs. It's actually already 80. We just increase your database. It's just going to be next week, yeah. With a full scholarship totaling more than 9 billion of scholarship and grants. You get a full list of clear and transparent requirements, up-to-date deadlines, and constantly renewed information. Convenient and user-friendly interface. Secret scholarship that's not available on all those Facebook groups and all of this. And you're gonna have, that's why you're gonna get a competitive advantage and higher chance to get a scholarship, because you're gonna find out about those who like not affordable, not out there like in like communities and Facebook groups. Yeah. So that's how it looks like. You're gonna see like all the information about all the scholarships unlocked. You're gonna see potential coverage. You're gonna see like how many scholarships available for the program. You're gonna find anything needed, and you actually can like have a tick like, hey, I need a scholarship that covers fully tuition fee and living expenses. And you're gonna see right away all the potential programs. So how much does it cost? So if you're gonna go to our website, it's annual access. So if you're gonna go to our website and yep, let me do this. Yeah. So if you're gonna go to our website, you're gonna see that it costs $90, and that's a fair price. You pay one time, and you're gonna have access for like 1 year to all the resources. But for only those people who are now parts of our webinar, we have a huge discount, more than 80% of discount, and you can get access with just $15. That's it. You can just pay like $15, and you're gonna have access to this platform for like in 1 year, and yeah, and even longer. So if you want to get started journey and you want to unlock like all the possible scholarships, 9 billion of scholarships available, it's just gonna give you like one click and $15, and you have it, and you're gonna open the first door to your bright future and to your dream. So you're just gonna click to kind of like follow the button, and you can make it. Yep. So if you want to do this, do it now. That's only discount going to be available only for those who during the webinar. If you're going to go like later to our website, it's going to be $90, and you're going to pay how much? 6 times more? Yeah, 6 times. The second type is full access to platform. So besides database of different programs and scholarship and grants, you're also going to get access to all the resources, all the video text tutorials, everything. So it's perfect fit for those who need a clear and transparent action plan, who needs like all the resources, study materials, and documents in one place. So like if you really seriously want to start a new chapter in your life, that's the one you should go for. And someone who wants to win a scholarship with almost 98% chance. So if you want to secure your results and like really remove all the possible pain, that's the one you should go for. So how does it look like? You pick a program, you have all admission requirements uploaded. Each step, you're going to see video, text tutorials, useful materials, samples of the documents, all of this. So everything right there, like free study materials, more than 100 books preparing for the exams right there. Just follow and clicking the button, all available. And what else you will get? Free study materials, I mentioned, successful samples of all the application documents, personal statements, CVs, letters of reference, everything. And we also created the whole like marketplace, the whole like list of all the partners that are going to be helping you with discounts. So specifically, we spend lots of time on asking people to kind of give discounts to our students, and we want to get access to this. So you're not going to be saving time on your tuition and living expenses. You're going to be also saving time on the whole preparation if you're going to be working with us. So yeah, and also with this one, you're going to get access to our mentors network. We're going to have people who've been studying, living with scholarship and grant, like winning scholarship and grants, and they can help you like along the way. You can ask them always. So this one, sorry. Yep. Now you can see, I guess. So basically what you get the value of the personal mentor, but just 50 times cheaper for you. So you like the same value. How much does it cost? On our website, in the general price, it's $300. But for those who's right now the webinar, our price is only $35. So you actually get almost 90% discount. Not like never happened, like seriously. You can get like 90% discount, and we have only 9 spots available with this pricing, and it usually goes like within like 5 minutes of the webinar, so you should really hurry up with this one. Yeah, so if you want to really unlock all the possible resources, so like all expertise that I have, that my team had working on like thousands of students, accumulated to like one product, one platform, one type of the access, that's the one you should go. So basically you kind of like transplanting the brain of our team towards like your profile and our platform, and that's just gonna cost you $35. Yeah. So and the last one is the personal mentor. So for someone who really needs personal help and they really need advice from like really experienced person, part of our team, really guiding through the whole process, checking their documents, like going through their like CV and like personal statement, that's the one you should go for. So you will also get the whole access to the platform. You're also going to have like the number of consultations with the personal mentor who's going to review all of your documents and can edit your essay if you need. And of course, like the whole like anything that was like mentioned previously, that's also included here. How much does it cost, this one? Let me change it. Yeah. So that cost on the website is going to cost you almost $1,000 US. But for those who are now in the webinar, again, we're like just throwing away like this huge discount. It's going to cost, with 80% discount, it's going to cost you only $50 per month only. And I mean, like overall price is going to be $190, and it's just going to be paying like $50 per month. It's going to be affordable, and you're going to get access to your personal mentor. It's going to be helping you along the way. So yeah, if you want to ensure your bright future with the full scholarship, that's where you start. So again, like you invest $200, you get $200,000 saved money on your tuition and living expenses. I think it perfectly makes sense, and there's not something like this you're gonna find anywhere else. But again, like that was like major motivation to do something that's gonna be affordable for everyone. So yeah, guys, do you have any questions right now to me or not about the products, about like how we work and so on and so forth? Yeah, please keep in mind that the price is gonna increase, and if you're gonna come back like in 2 days, you're gonna pay like $90, or like it's gonna be like $1,000. It depends on the package. So we don't really continue these huge discounts on constant basis. Mm, yeah. So, any questions on the work with us on the product? Does it sound valuable for you? Does it like sound like something you would like to buy? Everyone is silent, and just like everyone is just buying the access right now to the platform. How's it going, guys? Everyone is like super silent. Hey, anyone? Sounds interesting. Okay, hope it's gonna be valuable for you. Anyone already bought it? Just curious. Hmm. Wow, yeah, goes, yeah. Awesome. You can see, yeah, it's going forward. I can see right now, like just access is just, like the people keep buying this. Yeah. So you should really hurry up because until we have like all the spots with scholarships gone. So yeah, some platforms where you can find some information. Awesome. Full access. Wow. Yeah. You're on rock, guys. Yeah. So there are really very few unified platforms where you can find some information about scholarship and grants. So first, it's about Germany. It's the website. France for the France is Campus France. For the China, this website. But you should really understand that these platforms only provide limited information. They don't really help you with like any kinds of like documents, any kind of like support further on, but you can find some relevant information. Again, we gathered all of these websites, all of this information in our platform like in one place. And yeah, you just basically go into us, you're gonna find the same information that was available on these websites. But again, if you want to try, the website for the specific countries. Hmm. Yeah, the last one. Awesome. Full access on the way. I think only two is left. How to properly sell yourself and get a full scholarship. So, first of all, you don't need to be genius, as I mentioned before. So, write a story that shows all your advantages and disadvantages. High GPA is a plus, but not a guarantee. So like you really need to have like very high. High GPAs are going to be good, but it's not going to be enough. Definitely, so you really need to work like on something else, and it's really about qualitative factors and how you're gonna like sell like the whole profile of your personality rather than just like academic scores. So what do you need to have? You need to have extracurricular activities are highly important, like being like active in the schools, doing like communities, like student unions, anything, volunteer. That is extremely important. That's all. Everything is gonna really give you like these extra chances. Um, Volunteer work. It's very few people do have it, and it's also really important because it's gonna show that you care about the world, you care about others, you're ready to give back to community, and you can show your social responsibility. So taking part in some volunteer programs, it's gonna give you a lot of help. And we actually have a list of like different volunteer programs on the platform. Yeah, don't be afraid to show that you really need financial aid. You mean like saying like in motivation letter that hey, I actually need it, I actually need help. That actually works because in some it doesn't really. I think like Indian students don't usually have this problem, and like African, because you guys usually pretty open about like this. For example, like in Russia and like Brazil, people kind of like they feel bad about saying this. You kind of feel like very restricted, and they really usually don't mention. So, but you really should be. should be doing this, because people should understand that you're not only capable, but you're also in need. That's gonna be the most powerful story in your case. You should be really standing out from the pack, really understand how you're going to be highlighting. We're going to highlight, we had like one student, she had, she was kind of like, like non-formal style. She had like some hair, like orange, greenish, blue. And she kind of like, we help her to like write the whole story that she feels, like unwelcome in this conservative country. Like she really wants to be like in a country who appreciates the differences, the tolerance, and she wants to really understand the mentality and build something that is like very much about like overall, like tolerance in diversity and inclusion and all of this inequality about like different ways. And she got a full scholarship. She didn't have like many advantages. It was really about how you're going to turn your personal story and why you actually need it. Yeah, and really need to show your motivation. Might sounds really basic, but like really few people willing to show and really actually tell me, oh my god, I want it. I'm dreaming about this. That's my dream. Because in my case, I usually have like so much energy that when I'm sharing like it's easier to give me what I want because I won't leave otherwise. And really need to kind of like show with like all of you that you really want to have it. You will really want to do this, and yeah, that's gonna be yours. Yeah, so once again, you're gonna have some like offers, I guess, like available on the website afterwards. Yeah, still, if you want to work with us, if you want to start a journey with us, with those who really care about you, that's the time to make it. And yeah, let me do, yeah, bring this back. So yeah, thank you so much for those who really attended us, the webinar. Awesome. So you usually gonna get information within the 24 hours. You're gonna get information from the system, how to log in, the demo and how to use it. It's also gonna be on the platform. Yeah. Yeah, I only have like 5 minutes left because I have to jump like on a call with investors. But yeah, I'm happy to spend this 5 minutes with you guys and answer questions. During the consultation, we will be able to go over my scholarship. Yeah, of course. Yeah, like your personal story with your mentor, your personal growth plan, your application for the scholarship, your essay, anything just like about this. Yeah, you're gonna go through this during the consultations for sure, 100%. Awesome. So yeah, guys. If you have any questions, yeah, again, like sometimes sometimes it happens like some questions, some like comments may not really appear. Some kind of like technical problems you can see, and might be happening. So we're gonna see like in the report that like we might haven't really answered your questions, and we're gonna follow back and kind of like talk to you. So it's really important to have your like WhatsApp numbers available so we could potentially like follow you up. Yeah, so there's like no questions. I'm gonna rush to like next call, I guess, and was super happy to have you guys today, and thank you so much, and I hope it was useful for you. Yeah, all the best luck to like everyone with their applications.